Set your
called
shit
the
up.
Casino Wharf,
Okay.
and it was right by the ocean. I remember it was, people just, I don't know.
It
They
sounds funny though. I
but
mean, it honestly
they'd
does.
have all this equipment failure, and I'd be like, well, now we're
Your
now
equipment
standing there
failure.
waiting for
Your
him.
fucking drummer used to fall off his seat.
Well, he was just a failure altogether.
Yeah, but he was a fun guy.
I liked the guy after he left the band because he gave me an awful hard time. He came to one of my
He was
parties.
he was crazy, man.
But when he had toned down by then, he had quit the band too. And he came and said, "Man, I just want to apologize for all the awful things I ever did to you." I said, "Johnny, you know what? Because of what you did to me, I did some horrible things back to you." So I used to knock him on his rear, and when we would play Key West, he'd be giving everybody a hard time. And I just have to throat punch him or something and knock him down because he wouldn't stop.
Yeah, but you can tell you guys are really friends because of shit like that.
Yeah, because even though he was horrible to me, it was a love-hate relationship. I remained a good friend with him.
And you're still friends.
Yeah, I mean, I could call him up tomorrow. Hey, let's go to And that was the last party I had. He came.
Oh yeah.
There was a last hurrah party.
Is that the one at Auntie's house?
Yeah, it was like, well, they weren't equipped or anything for what happened because everybody I knew was coming. There was like over 100 people there.
Wow.
And in that yard,
Yeah, I know.
it was like a concert.
I bet.
People were going nuts. And, he showed.
That's cool though. I mean, I know you guys had the issues over the years and stuff.
Yeah, but it was because we were on the road and things were getting screwy.
you had too much time together,
Well,
man.
his whole problem was he drank way too much. And
They
when he
all
got
did.
out of the band, he didn't drink like that anymore.
That was like all those guys. Deep down, they were great guys.
Yeah, still doing it, though. They're still doing
But
that.
like they were all really great guys. Like Pete,
They still
Billy.
are. They're good guys. I mean,
Yeah, they're all great guys. But they let the drinking get the better of them.
Well, this is what happened, and that's why they're not. They didn't go anywhere.
And this is like, especially with this show, I hope that there are some kids out there that listen to this because maybe one day they want to be musicians and rock stars.
My advice on that is just
Don't do it.
you can have a few drinks, but and stay away from the dope.
Don't even do it.
Stay away from the dope because
Yeah.
it'll really mess up you. Especially cocaine, it'll ruin your stage.
The point is, though, man, like, pretty straight away if you can handle doing this stuff or not. And most people, they can't. You think you can,
Let me
but
explain
you
to you. I could. At first, it was the greatest thing.
At first.
A few years, it declined more and more and more, and
Yeah.
then before you know it, you're a mess.
Yeah, because it becomes a thing you have to do, not a thing you
And
want
the
to
thing,
do.
what happens with that is, the whole time when you're trying to get ahead, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Like with the guys with the drinking and everything like that, we had golden opportunity to go a lot further than we ever did. And we did some really big gigs,
Yeah,
but
that's sad.
we could have probably done more if they had just, kept it together.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So, it's good advice, man. It is. And I feel the same way. But let's circle back around now. You're doing the solo thing. And then when did you really stop and decide, I'm fucking leaving? I'm moving? Because you live in Florida now with me.
Yeah, I moved in 2020 in August, and I basically took all my equipment here, but
When did you stop doing the solo thing, though? Because you kind of stopped. You kind of...
right up till the end.
Did you
Before
go
I
right
left
up to the... I thought you kind of
Massachusetts,
stopped.
I kept going.
Did you?
And then finally I just said, well, I could spend the rest of my life and get really old going between the same 4 bars over and over every night. And I didn't want to do that anymore.
So where were your spots towards the end? Where were you playing?
Well, I had main one. I played Geno's. I played the Grove Street Tavern. They had a place called New Air Pizza in Taunton.
New Air.
And
Great
there
pizza.
was the Leandro's restaurant up at Easton. Those were the base 4 that I was doing all the time. And I had other gigs
You
too.
did parties and stuff
In
too
the
for
summer,
people.
I did a lot of parties. But if that had been the weather like it is down here, I'd have been doing that all year.
Yeah.
But when I get down here, the place is so saturated with people and young people doing the
And
solo thing.
there's not as many places that do live entertainment here.
No, I mean, even if you go up to Cocoa Beach, everything's saturated with musicians, so you're not going to get anywhere.
Nah.
So why am I beating myself against the wall? I just go home and I keep practicing my gig. I'm doing something New Year's Eve.
Exactly. I mean, you're still doing stuff.
And this guy the other day, when I was driving, he took a bunch of my cards because he worked this church and he wants to spread the word.
I mean,
So-
the way I look at it for you was like you moved here. This was kind of like it's your retirement.
Yeah, I couldn't do that scene anymore. It was just getting to be too much. I love playing, And I tell you, my chops have improved, my voice, everything, because I'm not killing myself to do it for a job anymore.
Well, the big kicker is too is like I don't know if you would enjoy it as much here because you don't have. I know you would get people who would find you and follow you, but it's not going to be the same as those people who have been
I'd have to
following you
start
for
from
40
square one.
years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And like after playing for thousands of people with that band to come down here and try to strangle some restaurant owner just to get a couple gigs, it's just not for me. Because I feel like Tim, dude, you know what? Talk to me like that. Come on, man.
Well, because you don't have that rapport like you do up north.
know.
You don't have that that pull that you might have had back home.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of songwriting. Songwriting comes from some really weird places, like horrible things.
I'm sure
My
it
wife
does.
just passed away.
Yeah.
I wrote 3 songs since then.
This has been a hard year.
Yeah. Oh, I lost friends in it. But, that channeled some songs that I wrote. I don't know if you've heard them, but you may
I've
have.
listened to the ones you put up online.
And they're pretty good ones.
Yeah, they're good.
They're really
I mean,
good.
you've never been a slouch of a songwriter.
I could sell almost all of my songs if I got them in the right
well,
place.
that might be a path you could go
I got to
on.
find somebody who wants these because they're good enough that
You should reach out. You should reach out to some people.
Somebody needs them.
Yeah, you should reach out.
I need to do actual real recordings, which is I'm not a technical guy.
That's
and
crazy. I have all this stuff.
Yeah, well, I told you before. I need you to help me record my stuff.
All right, we'll start getting your shit together. And
I
come
want
over
to get
and
it.
we'll
I'm
record.
ready to go.
All right,
All I got to do is put them down. I got maybe an album's worth of music.
all right. Well, let's record them.
Maybe I can get that done, and maybe somebody will want to buy my stuff.
If you really want to record it, I'll help you.
Yeah, I would.
Okay,
Yes, I would.
we'll do it. But I mean, there's not. As far as the career part, I mean, we're on episode 3 now, and
Right.
your fucking life took 3 episodes, just the
Yeah,
music.
because there's a lot that happened.
But there's
in
other
there.
things that I want to talk about. Okay.
See, that was my biggest problem. I was a technical guy too.
Well, this is
I
going to
didn't
bring us
have
into what I
any
want to talk about.
demos to give these people because I never really got organized with that stuff. So I don't have a demo. The guys who get a demo, no.
I made mention way back in episode 2 with my wife that I would address this thing about how me and you bicker about music
Oh
equipment.
God, it's horrible.
it's terrible.
Because you're more into the new technology.
I'm not though. I'm really not.
But I just want to play.
I'm not into the newer technology. I just think that it's there and it's a possibility to use. I'm not against it.
No.
But the thing is I also made a mention in one of my other episodes that I was hoping you would pick up on, and is that even though I argue with you about all this stuff, I actually do agree with you because at the end of the day, all I want is a couple pedals, a tube amp, and my
Yeah.
guitar. That's
Well,
all I want.
The way I've set up, it's not new stuff, and I use the drum machine. It's a little antiquated, but I still feel like it's the best one to use live.
Yeah.
because it's so easy to use.
I still got to fix the one.
It's
I
the
have.
Alesis SR16. Now I got 2 foot switches. One kicks it on, and one's an intro fill. Depending on where you hit it, you get different things, and it does the job. You get the right PA, which I got. It makes it sound like something.
Yeah, I still have to fix. You gave me that other one. I still have
No.
to. It works, but I have to. I
People
have
would
to
come
do
up
some
to
shit
me
to it.
afterwards. I left the band to go, you don't even need a band. I'm like, well, no, because I can do these songs the way I'm doing them.
Well, not only that, but look, you have the know-how. You've been doing the solo thing for so long.
You know, when I started playing solo versus bands, I had to teach myself how to do everything, on the guitar myself, which I
Yeah.
do now. If you see how the way I play, that's how I did it.
We should have a
Because-
party this summer.
Oh, where are you going to have it?
I don't know. We could have it here. I got a big ass.
Well,
I
set
got
it up
a,
in.
I
Let's
got a
get it
big ass
going.
yard.
I'll do one.
Shit. We'll have to make that happen.
Yeah, man. I'll bring both PAs. We'll plug them in, and
Because this is our next summer will be the last summer in this house.
I think you should do something right that summer before you go.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
The neighbors will hate us, but it'll be worth it.
Nah, my neighbors aren't that bad. I got rednecks across the street. I got young people next
Oh,
door, and
maybe
the
they'll
people
like
over
it.
here don't care.
They might actually like what I'm doing.
I'll make it a block party. I'll invite everybody.
Yeah, bring them all in. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Play house parties and yards.
I did.
Because you're not worrying about who's coming in to see you and what the club owner cares. You just want to make people happy and have some fun.
Well, it was like my birthday 2 years ago when I was up north, and you played that party at
it
Auntie
was so
Terry's
cold
house.
that one.
That was cool though.
By the end of the night, I had to quit playing because I couldn't feel my hand.
That was a lot of fun though, because everybody came out.
Literally, I could not feel my hand anymore.
Yeah. It's just because I haven't lived up there in 10 years, 10,
Hey,
12 years.
They all wanted me to play slide and stuff, and I had this acoustic. Yeah, it sounded like hell, but you know what? People love it.
It just made me feel good because I've been gone from there for over a decade, and everybody came out, and it was fun. And as much as I don't ever plan on moving back to Massachusetts, but
That was a good time.
I miss them. I miss it. I made some of the best connections with people I've ever made my entire life up there.
To be honest with you, if I could have just played house parties in people's yards, I would have just done that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because
It's fun.
it's kind of,
It's more personal.
it's stressful because, the restaurant owner, they might not like your volume, they might not like this, they might not like that, and also they're watching how if people come, which in a restaurant scene is different. It's not like you trying to bring your following in there. You're playing for the people that are there.
Yeah.
It's a whole different game. But I used to bring people in too. But it's if you play like the small restaurants, I don't know if it's like that down here, but when you start, it's like 8 o'clock, say, and say you play until 11 o'clock, okay? Now, the first set is great because all the people that have been eating are still there, and if you play like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you go back at 10 o'clock, and it's like a handful of people at the bar. And people used to get upset. What have I done wrong? These musicians, I'd be like, nothing. These people just go home. They're tired, So you get 8, 10 or 12 people at the bar, and that's the best part of the night.
I don't remember. Did I ask you any of these questions in the last
No,
time?
just give them to me anyway.
Even if I did, we'll see if they change. So I'm gonna give because I'm not nervous talking to you. You're my dad.
This is like a therapist test.
Yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
whatever. Fuck it. But I mean, usually with people, like I get nervous asking them these dumbass questions because I'm like,
I don't get
they're-
nervous.
No, you're my dad. That's what I'm saying. I have no nerves
No,
about this.
they're
I know
questions.
you.
People respond.
But I just think they're fun. But I am holding back my one for the end of this because it is my favorite question. It's going to be like the question of the show.
Yes.
But did you ever see yourself doing anything different outside of music? Like it could have even been in music, like maybe a different instrument or maybe a different path. But did you ever have any ideas of being like, fuck guitar, I'm going to do something different?
No, because it's always been a combo.
Okay.
Where I had to work really hard jobs and then play at night and get up and go to work the next day. And I spent my entire
Life.
decades of music doing that.
Yeah.
And it was very, very hard.
For far back as I remember, that's how you
You're
did
going to bed at 2 and you're up at 5 and you're going to work and I'm like lifting stuff and working hard.
I tell you what, though, man. As far as like being a dad and having to do that, like that was like a highlight of my childhood. Was when I would come to see you, I knew it was going to be fun because I was going to go to gigs with you.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to see people. I was going to stay up late and eat.
Well, you come over for 2 weeks
sticks.
and we just did all the fun things I could think of.
Yeah, man.
Because I knew when you went home it wouldn't be fun for you anymore.
It wouldn't be as much fun now.
No. And I says, well, this is all I got now.
Well, it was fun. I had a great time.
When your mother moved to Florida, I said, well, this is all I have now for you. And I mean, you grew up, phone conversations and, a week or two in the summer. That was it.
Yeah.
That's all we had. So we tried to maintain it.
I had a great time.
We still managed to stay together and talk about stuff. Even so,
It was the highlight of my year every year, so I enjoyed it.
Oh, I know you had.
But it was fun.
blast.
It was fun. I always bragged about having a dad who was a musician because I used to get to go do all these things that other kids my age could not do.
know. Well,
when you're 12 or 10 and you're telling your friends, "Oh yeah, over the summer I was at this bar till 3 a.m." That blows.
They were
kids.
probably like, what?
Yeah, it blows their fucking minds because they don't understand that. I'm like, yeah, I've been doing this since I was little. It's great.
Yeah, because
It's fun.
You got a free pass because it was me in the bar.
Well, and then because your brother has kids, my cousins, they'd show up.
yeah.
So all my cousins and me, we were growing up hanging out in bars, smoky bar rooms. And,
Last time we did something like that was at the downtown
yeah,
in Norton. That was another regular place I had when I was up there too. I didn't really care for that place because the staff they just seemed on edge all the time, and it was uncomfortable there. But when a lot of people I knew showed up, it was good for me.
well, yeah, because those are your
I had
people.
some good nights in there, believe me.
Yeah, I believe it.
With the locals, because it's a local Norton, which is not where I grew up.
So you never had a point though where you thought I'm going to give up guitar and go do something else?
No, I never. I never quit playing the whole
Well, I
time.
know you never quit, but
All
you never
during the
never
time
thought
I had to work and because I had a family. But I never quit playing.
you never thought about it.
Nope, I just continued to play.
Wow.
I started some of my first gigs were at a place called the Pepper Pot when I was like 18.
Pepper Pot.
Playing
It sounds like a porn store.
When I was playing solo, but actually I had a band in high school. But I'm saying as far as actually playing out for real in a place, the Pepper Pot was it. And I was like 18, and I worked at the state school for the population disabilities, but back then they had a different word for I can't use now.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah. Yeah.
but
I'm sure.
they I worked, and there were two shifts.